welcome back. So in this quick video, what I want to go through is how you upload a quiz and post it for your class. So let's go to my sample class. Let's go to our classwork and I'm going to press this plus. So currently I have no quizzes here, so I am going to create a quiz assignment. So I'm going to click there. It's automatically creating a blank quiz for me because it knows that I want to make this an assessment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to title this. Let's call this quiz on transformations, which is what I have. So give instructions to your students. So click on the Google form. Oops. Oh my God, Google form and complete. Good luck, right? Okay, so it creates a blank quiz. I do not want that. I don't want to start fresh. I already created a quiz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this X and I'm going to add. I'm adding from my Google Drive. So here's what I have, right? So I am going to go to my drive and I'm gonna find my assignment. So here I have a couple things. Let me just go to my forms and let me go to my assignment. It should be in this class and here it is. So this is the assignment I want to post. So let me just show you what this assignment is going to look like. So this is an assignment that I created on Google Forms previously, and I'm just going to upload it, right? So I have my title, I have a little bit of what the test is going to be about or the quiz. I ask them if they're ready with my Bitmoji, and I have some plain questions just so they could answer, right, on translations and rotations. And at the very end, I like to always ask them. So let me just scroll down. Sorry guys for it being. So I usually like to ask them their opinion on if they thought this was an easy assignment, challenging, and here comes my Bitmoji. So I add that to all of my assessments, especially now that I'm not able to physically be in contact with them and talk to them so much more. This is kind of my way to communicate with them and to show them that I am always worried and I want them to do their best. And they're very honest, so I do like reading them as well. All right, so now that you see the assignment, let me just go back to my classwork. It attaches here. You do not want to click this locked mode on Chromebooks. This is something that you might use in the classroom if every one of your students is taking an assessment on a Chromebook. But if you're not doing that, do not click on that. Now, the beauty of this, especially if all of these questions are multiple choice, what you want is to make sure your grades are imported. So I have, let me just go back to my quiz. This quiz has a total of 18 points. So I am not going to change the point value here. I'm leaving the point value as is because the computer, this Google Forms, once the students take their test and once I click that grade importing, it automatically changes that for me. So I'm going to assign a due date. Again, I'm just going to click that. A topic. So maybe I want to call this distance learning quizzes, just so they know that's where my quizzes are going to be. And I am going to assign. So that is me assigning a quiz that has been pre-made. Now, if I do not have the quiz pre-made, then for me to attach it, I'm going to go to quiz assignment. Again, I'm going to title this. So let's call this quiz number 2 or something. All right, I'm not typing. Complete the Google form just like before. Google form. And now what I'm going to need to do is click on the blank quiz. So in the blank quiz, I'm gonna name this. I'll call this solving quiz. Complete the following to show what you know you have learned. Okay, good luck. And then you start writing your questions. So I tend to always add images. So I work in PowerPoint, or I could work in Google Slides, and I like to create images. So all I do is I upload my images from my file. So in this case, I don't have anything, so I'm going to just do a quiz on explain the steps to solving a linear equation, right? And then I'll make that paragraph, so they could just write that in there. I'll make it required. Oops, one important step that I totally skipped is this first question should be enter your name. Enter your name. I almost forgot, which is thank God I almost did, because now you're gonna make sure you remember. So I title it. I'm going to make sure that they enter their name. This is a requirement. I make a short answer so they could just enter it, and then I start working on I could say enter period if I want. Usually when I ask them for their period, I tend to have their period already pre-made in here. So let's say period 1, period 2, period 3, whatever it is. Again, required, and then this little plus, I'm going to add my question. So I'll write the same thing. Explain the process to solving, maybe I could add x plus 3 equals 9. Okay, so they'll write it in there, required, and that's it. So hold on. 0 points, enter period. I don't want this to have a point value. I have mine preset, so I'm just gonna make sure it's 0. The only thing that you want to have point values to is the questions themselves. If you like, you can number it. If not, I normally don't number my stuff, mostly because I do want it to be shuffled around so nobody's getting it in the same order. Now that you have your quiz made, you're going to go to your settings, and this is very important. So it's gonna ask for collect email address. You do want that on, because that way you're able to import the grades. You do want to limit it to 1 person. No edits after submission. We don't care for those. Presentation, if you want, you could show them their progress depending on how many sections. I'll go through in how you create a Google quiz a little bit more, but not in this video. In another video that I'm gonna create. Your quizzes, yes, you want to make it a quiz. You want to immediately release the grades. You could click that. You could do it later. This doesn't, I haven't really noticed it really affecting it, so I don't want them to see any of these stuff though. Anytime I create a quiz, I never let them see what question they messed up on. I mean, if you want, you can correct their answers, or most often I'll say point values. That's something that they can see. And save, and now it's in here. So now when I go back to my this should have saved. Let me just solve it. Let me title in the top. So once I go back to my Google Forms, I'm gonna click this grade importing again. Let me just click on it, make sure everything is good. And I don't want lock mode. Again, it doesn't matter if you don't change the point value, it is going to do it automatically. The due date, you do want, especially when you're doing a quiz. You could time it as well. You could say maybe before 3 o'clock. Distance learning, or let's call it my weekly quizzes here, and assign. All right, so again, this is what's here. In their stream, they'll be able to see it if you assign it right away. That's my first quiz. If you notice this button over here, import grades, this button you use once you have once your students have completed their assignment. So right now, even if I press anything, nothing's gonna happen anyway, because I don't have any students and I don't have any grades. Nobody took my quiz. And I want you to pay attention here. I never changed the amount of points I was going to give this quiz, but when I pressed that import grades, automatically it changed it for me. So I really do like, look, it's 100 points. I press import grades on this test number 2. It's gonna tell me how much that test was actually worth. It automatically does that for you, so you don't need to worry about that. All right, so I hope this quick little video helped out a little bit on how you upload your Google Forms, or how you could quickly create something and upload it that way. I will go in depth on how you create these Google Forms in another video. So I have a lot of Google Forms I have created recently, and I'll show you step by step on how I go through the whole process. All right, stay safe and see you guys soon.